And this is the thing that I think is the most special. This is the moment you've been waiting for. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a much requested video that I hadn't done because honestly, I will not make a video unless I think that I have something, like I'm very passionate about something that I'm going to say in the video. And I'm very passionate about this pairing because it's quirky and you might not realize the potential here unless you think about these things. So in this video, we're going to talk about what really works between Scorpio and, in case you don't, it's Scorpio and Aquarius. It's a very quirky pairing and Aquarius wouldn't have it any other way. So you're already winning if you're an Aquarius and you found yourself a Scorpio that is willing to work with you. So, okay, we're going to talk about the things that work very well. We're going to talk about the things that are going to be a struggle and how maybe we can find areas of growth or opportunity within our charts to kind of iron those things out. And then at the end, I'm going to give you my my final assessment, the outcome, if you will. But first, we have to go into the foundation of each individual sign. Because if you don't understand each sign, you're going to struggle to understand the perspective that each person is coming from. Because each individual chart, each individual sign is a perspective. So let's go first into the Scorpio perspective. So Scorpio is a fixed water sign ruled by Mars, and it has a very strong affinity with Pluto. So it deals with similar themes that Pluto does, as well as the 8th house. And Scorpio, because it is a fixed sign, it tends to really stay in its feelings. Whatever feelings that Scorpio is having at the moment, they're going to feel that way for a long time because of the modality of it being fixed. And it is a water sign, so it is dealing with emotions and memories and the psychic realm, the things that are unseen. And this is why Scorpios, even though they tend to be more like dark and broody and like mysterious, they do have a sensitive side. Even they don't want anybody to know about that. They are sensitive, and nonetheless, they are concerned with the more mystical side of life as well. All the water signs are, and Scorpio in particular is concerned with hidden knowledge. Specifically, Scorpio is looking for that one person that they can connect with. Scorpio also deals with themes that have to do with the depths of human experience. That's why I put this picture here, because Scorpio energy really reminds me of going like deep, penetrating the entire earth until you get to the magma of everything. And so Scorpio likes to explore. That's why I chose this one specifically, because those look like explorers to me. And Scorpios like to get into the types of things that normal people don't really want to talk about because they're too painful. They are hidden. They are maybe themes that are more taboo, things that you wouldn't talk about with like your granny, or things you wouldn't bring up during holiday dinners. That's what Scorpios like to kind of explore. Scorpio also deals a lot with hidden knowledge, the occult, anything like that is going to interest Scorpio. Overall, they're strong, intense, and emotional. And that's the perspective. Just think of this picture. That's what Scorpio is dealing with. And then we go into Aquarius. And this is a completely different perspective. So Aquarius is a fixed air sign that is ruled by Saturn. And there is some very strong affinity between Aquarius and the 11th house. And some people might say that there's an affinity between Aquarius and Uranus. I'm not one of those people, but okay, some people do think that. But the reason why I mentioned this is because it is fixed, so already there's that commonality, but we'll talk about that in a second. But I want you to think about this picture that I'm showing you here. Aquarians are people who are very forward-thinking. They like to think of things outside of the box. They do not like to have, remember how I popped this up? They have this perspective that it's one of the last ones, so it is higher minded. They don't like to see things the way that other people do. So if people are kind of in their feelings or really focused on their own personal opinion, Aquarius likes to take a more objective view because they're also an air sign. Air signs overall tend to be more objective. They don't like to be in their feelings. If they're in their feelings, they think that that is a wrong thing. They think that that's bad and that it's harmful. Specifically, Aquarius Aquarius more than the other ones because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, which is the most austere of the planets. It's the most serious and kind of the one that neglects emotions the most because it is opposite of the moon. But what I want to leave you from this section is that, remember we said Scorpio is intense, dark. They like to go into the darkness. You could think of them as like explorers of the hidden realms. And Aquarius, however, Aquarius is more like an alien race that was sent here to study humans. And they feel like this benevolent kind of energy towards humanity, most of them. But they do feel that they're a little bit detached. They're a little bit above. That's why I said alien race. They come from outer space, right? Or you can also think of them like an intelligent AI that is really studying the human experience. And I kind of say that in jest, but Aquarians do kind of feel like they're not like everybody else. They're a little bit different. They feel differently and they just see things in a different way, right? They have a more detached perspective than the more personal side, especially when we're talking about Scorpio. Scorpio is very, very personal. They take things personally. They're very connected to what they feel, right? And Aquarius is taking this like broader, like I'm an alien from outer space. Like, why does that hurt your feelings? Let's go on to the next section and talk. Okay, so what is the connection? Already, as I said, the strongest connection is going to be that they're both a fixed sign. So if they have decided that they met their person, it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to part ways. So if you're looking for something serious, look no further than a fixed sign, my friend, because once a fixed sign makes up their mind, it's very difficult for them to change their mind. And this can be even to their own detriment. Actually, this could end up being a problem because they're just extremely committed. So this is the strongest connection that I see between them. But stay tuned for my favorite one because I think that there's something special going on here. But the next connection that I think is important is that both of them are freedom loving. But let me tell you specifically what I mean. Whereas Aquarius is very much interested in respecting people's differences. And they're very much like, hey, I will fight for your right to be different from me because I believe that everyone should be allowed to be exactly as they are. There's nothing wrong with anybody. They accept everyone's quirks, differences, they celebrate them. That's great. We are all individuals. And Scorpio loves freedom in the sense that no, they're kind of naughty, you know? You know how society says like, these are the things that are bad and we should not do these things. They are embarrassing. They're shameful. This is a taboo. Scorpio's like, all right, let me get into it. Scorpio cannot be tamed. They will not be told where it is that they should go. The darker and more hidden and more mysterious something is, the more rejected by society something is, the more Scorpio is just like, why? Why is that? Because they're also in the sector, the 8th house deals with hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. So Scorpio wants to go in that direction. And remember that Aquarius is over here thinking that everything goes. As long as you're being respectful, as long as you're respecting everybody's differences, everything's good. And Scorpio is just like similar. It's not that like I'm respecting everybody's differences, is that wherever society tells me that I should not go, that's where I want to go. Because why not? What is there? What are you hiding behind those doors? That's how Scorpio feels. So they get into subjects and topics that are a little bit more unsavory, if you want to call them. And since Aquarius is all like everything goes, this is where they're going to have a very strong connection. And they will be interested in things and experiences that only the other could understand and accept, because they're both very accepting of things that other people might not be accepting of. So Aquariuses and like Scorpios were the first ones to like kind of accept things like homosexuality or different kinds of sexuality. These are the signs that are interested in exploring things that are not just like vanilla, right? Not just like standard issue. And this is the thing that I think is the most special. This is the moment you've been waiting for. So Aquarians are, because I keep just describing them, they're kind of like aliens. They're kind of like an AI, a computer, a robot. You know you're not a robot, Aquarius. You know you have feelings. You do have feelings. And the thing is that if an Aquarius kind of risks that opening up, that vulnerability of being in a relationship, it's a very special thing because Aquarians, they don't want to be hurt. They are the little robots, little aliens, but they do have a heart, right? And so when they risk that vulnerability, it's a very special moment. And sometimes it's not even a risk. Sometimes it's that they're just not that interested in relationships. They're interested in friendships. But once friendships move into like a different like romantic category, Aquarians can be a little like awkward, right? But if they push past that awkwardness because they really see something special in somebody, then the Scorpio has to know that they must be very special to that Aquarius. And the thing you need to know about Scorpios is that Scorpios need to feel like they are number one in your life. Because remember that Scorpios are looking for that one. You know how like Libras are very romantic and Libras are in love with love. And you're like, Denise, why are you talking about Libras? Look, all of the signs build into each other. So what Libra takes, Scorpio deepens. So the romance that you find in Libra and how they're in love with love, Scorpio is like that, but on a deeper level, on an emotional level. And so Scorpios, they really love the idea of finding that one person that they can merge with. Because remember that Scorpio is very concerned with merging, with two people becoming one. So imagine if this very special little alien robot came from outer space and saw all of humanity and was like, no, I'm going to stay over here. But then they find their Scorpio and they're just like, you know what? I'm interested in you. That feels very good because it feels like you are accessing something very special, very, that's been hidden inside of this little robot's body, right? And so they're opening up to you. And that is just like scrumptious to a Scorpio because they are like, Scorpios are like kind of like addicted to people's vulnerabilities. And there are people who are like vulnerable all the time and like we can appreciate that. But like having the privilege of being with somebody who's opening up to somebody for the first time, come on now, that is extremely special. So this is what I think. It feels like you're chosen. Like you like ET came down from outer space and was like, I choose you, That is how it feels to a Scorpio, to be chosen by an Aquarius. And that, my friends, is what I think is the most special part of the connection. But now let's talk about, let's talk about the struggle really quick. Yes, the struggle is going to be that opening up part because as I keep saying, Scorpio is obsessed with the emotional realm, with the intimacy, with the sharing of the feelings, of the vulnerabilities, the memories, your childhood, why you are who you are. Scorpio wants to know everything about you. They're like deep divers, right? And Aquarius doesn't really necessarily see a whole lot of value in sharing like memories and emotions and things that they see as like, that is not like the feeling realm. They're an air sign. These are logical people. They tend to intellectualize their emotions, first of all. And they like to be emotionally invulnerable, right? Because they're ruled by Saturn in air, right? So they like to see themselves as like supremely logical people who are not going to be stifled by emotions because they want to be up here. They want to be thinking of creative ideas. They want to be expressing themselves. They want to be just like ideating, right? And so being down here in the emotions doesn't feel natural good to them. So when Scorpio wants to talk about the feelings, the Aquarius, it might not like jive there. However, this is a very strong need for Scorpio. They need to share in that. So that's the biggest struggle that you're going to see there. So now in the outcome really is going to depend on the rest of the chart for the two individual people. And if you don't know how to read a chart, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'm putting out a course on how to read a chart in the simplest way possible. I also have a book. The course is totally free. The book is on Kindle. You don't need the book. You can just do the free course or you can get a chart reading, right? But the cheapest way is just to do the course because look, you need to understand what kind of Aquarius are you dealing with? What kind of Scorpio are you dealing with? Are you dealing with a watery Aquarius? Did you hit the jackpot? Are you talking about a James Dean Aquarius who has a water moon? Are you kidding me? Like that is my favorite type of combination. An air sun with a there is no manlier combination, in my opinion. There is no manlier combination because they are so logical, but they have feelings and they're going to share them with you if you're smart. If you treat them right, they will open up to you. If they're a watery Aquarius. If you don't know what that means, watch more of my videos. I'll put some videos in the description that could help you. Also, pay attention to their moon sign. What is their moon sign? What is your moon sign? What is their Venus sign? What is your Venus sign, right? Those are the kinds of things that you want to know in order to iron out the outcome. Because this general, like Aquarius and Scorpio, it will only get you so far. It gives you some information, but really when you're talking about relationships, you need a more thorough view of the person because you're not just one thing. You're a combination of things. And the better you get at understanding what kind of combination are you dealing with, you're going to know what kind of relationship you can have potentially with somebody. So that's the video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments. And make sure you watch one of these videos that are going to be suggested to you here because there are more videos on my channel that can help you figure out what kind of Aquarius you have. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.